let me just think about moving my hand for 2 minutes before I actually move it. Quazi here, and I'm about to share with you a very, very powerful video and a very powerful realization that I had recently about how you can develop outer intention and literally manifest whatever you want. Now, before I begin this video, I want to share with you the concept of outer intention, which is basically the most powerful intention, or pure intention, if you will. The concept of outer intention comes from a book called Reality Transurfing. And if you don't know what reality transurfing is, it's basically a quantum model of viewing reality and the events that occur in it. And the way I like to think of it is, it's basically the Bible of manifestation. So if you haven't read that, definitely read that. And it was written by Vadim Zeland, who is a quantum physicist, but he had this series of epiphanies that he translated into books, and he sort of became like a messenger of this knowledge. So basically, the concept of outer intention comes from reality transurfing. And outer intention is part of the intention in that there is inner intention and outer intention. Inner intention is your own personal resolve to do in order to get something. Outer intention is basically just like pure intention, and there is no concern in doing, but somehow it just happens. Somehow reality gives you what you want. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 exercises to really supercharge your outer intention and how you can activate it right now. So before we get into that, let's understand the process of achieving one's goals. Most people are steeped in desire and in wantingness and neediness. So most people will visualize, they'll visualize to have something to manifest it into reality. Most people will take action to get something. So most people's actions are outcome oriented. So when you're outcome oriented, what happens is you're raising your importance levels. So again, this goes back to the concept of excess potential. Excess potential is when you attribute excess meaning or importance to any of your goals or anything that you want in life. So it's almost akin to walking on a tightrope. And, the most important thing to you right now is just putting your foot in the right place, or else you'll plunge into your own death. So when you have that level of fear, heightened fear, you're raising excess potential. When you have a heightened level of desire to anything you're trying to attract into your life, you have excess potential. Excess potential is like putting a pen up here, and now this pen has gravitational potential, but when you raise fear and desire and feelings like those, any importance to anything, then you're raising excess potential. And when you raise excess potential, just like gravitational potential, nature wants to balance it out. So nature will do something to balance it by either giving you what you want or not giving you what you want. And most of the time, when you're deeply desiring something, when you're really outcome-oriented, you're visualizing because you want to manifest it into reality, or you're taking action because you really want to get something, you're just raising this excess potential, you're attributing this excess meaning, and now what happens is that your energy, the energy of your intention, is tied up into overcoming this excess potential to get what you want. So there is less intention energy available to pursue your goals. I hope that makes sense. So in the case of walking on a tightrope, if, the easiest thing for nature to do would be to plunge you in your own death. And that's how it would eliminate that excess potential once and for all. But the only reason you're not being plunged into your own death is because your intention level, your energy of intention is high enough to overcome this potential and step in the right place. If it wasn't, then you would probably plunge into your own death. Now, most people are outcome-oriented in everything that they're doing. So they want to get a specific outcome from something they're doing, they're visualizing, blah, blah, blah. Every single day, there's some sort of attachment to something. And now, I want to tell you how you can access pure intention. So let me start with an analogy first. Imagine you want to move your hand. So right now, let's imagine this scenario. I'm moving my hand. Okay? There is not much thought going into it. I'm just moving it. Now, let me just think about moving my hand for 2 minutes before I actually move it. Move hand, move. Now, the more I think about it, the crazy thing is, the more I think about moving this hand, the more resistance I have to actually moving it. Now I actually don't want to move it. Like, it's crazy. Just try out this exercise. The more I think about moving it before I actually move it, the less I want to move it. The more resistance there is. Because now I'm attaching importance to it. It's really crazy, but you can see the effect of excess potential playing a part right now. The more I think about moving this hand before I actually move it, the more I resist moving it. And that's basically the concept of becoming really outcome dependent, thinking about what you want before you actually do it. Before you actually take that action, you're very clear on what you want, and you keep thinking about it, instead of getting lost in the process. You're just constantly trying to force a specific outcome. So this is basically how you're raising excess potential in anything that you want in life. There is some sort of an attachment somewhere, some sort of an attribution of excess meaning to something, which is basically pushing you further and further from the goal. Because now your intention energy is tied up in overcoming, first of all, the excess potential. And now that there is less energy of intention available because most of your energy is tied up in overcoming the excess potential, how are you supposed to intend to get your goals? And this is where pure intention comes in. When I move my hand, there is no thought. It is just movement and action without thought. I don't even know how I'm doing this, by the way. It's kind of crazy. Like, how does one even move their hands? It just sort of happens. It just somehow takes place. Now, people say that, oh, I did this, this, and this to manifest this goal. I went out and, I took action. I took massive action. And only by massive action you can manifest your goal. And you know what? That's not true, because for different people, it's different. The same person could take the same action and not get what they want. And then people will be like, oh, well, it's different for different people. But it's just really that people don't really know how they get their goals. Just like you don't really know how you move your hand. Somehow it's moving. Somehow impulses from your brain are being sent to your hand, but it's moving. But you can do this with ease, because this is something that you know, but not something you can describe. And that's how manifesting your goals really is. This is pure intention. When something that you want comes into reality, it came as a result of intention. And intention can't really be described in words. It's just something that's just like, does that make sense? So pure intention is when you take action without any sort of orientation to outcome. Pure intention is process-oriented. And pure intention obeys another rule of life, which is basically completely immersing yourself in life and experiencing it. Once you stop trying to influence any sort of outcome and just take action without any sort of thoughtless action, and you just do, you completely let go of any outcome, and you say, no matter what happens, at least I tried my best. You will then see that any goal that you want in your life will be effortlessly manifested. And I promise you this, if you just keep taking pure intention, action out of a pure intention mindset, it'll just happen. Just like moving your hand, it somehow just happens, right? So that's basically the concept of pure intention and developing outer intention. Taking action without any thought, without any wantingness, without any neediness, but just choosing. Just choose whichever reality you want and take action thoughtlessly. And now I want to get into another concept of it, because now you're probably thinking, then why do we visualize, and why do we want to manifest X and Y, and why do I write affirmations and do all of this? Fret not, because this also plays a huge part. Now, most people are visualizing with a specific outcome and also a specific desire. And one more tweak we're going to do is now you're going to visualize through a pure intention mindset. So you're going to visualize from now just to feel grateful about the goal that you've achieved. Just to rest in the reality that you would prefer. Not the reality that you want or you need, but the reality you prefer. You just completely rest in it and you enjoy it by closing your eyes, turning the slide a couple of times in your mind to just simply experience that reality. And this is literally a game changer in manifestation, because most people are now outcome-oriented in even visualizing and taking action. They're like, okay, I need to get this, that's why I'm doing this, blah, 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 blah. It's okay to remind yourself from time to time, but whenever you feel some sort of a desire or an attachment to any of your goals, you can be sure that there is some sort of importance or excess meaning attached to it. That's basically the 3 exercises. And if you want to recap, I know I didn't mention them explicitly, but step 1 into getting into complete outer intention, complete pure intention, is just to get into the habit of choosing and then doing. No thinking. Choose, do. Choose your reality, experience it, understand what you need to do, just do. Do without actually wanting to something. The second part is in visualization. When you visualize, Don't visualize mindlessly. Don't visualize to get something. Just visualize to rest in this new reality. And I know it's going to be difficult for the first few times, but just turn the image in your mind sometimes when you feel good and just completely rest in this reality. Feel grateful and just remind yourself that it will happen someday. Like, it is coming. It's already happened in this spiritual plane. Now it's going to come in the mental plane about what instructions you receive and what action you need to take. And in the physical plane, you just need to take the actions in order to make it manifest. That's basically it. So, second step is to just visualize without any sort of attachment, without any wantingness, without any neediness, but just to feel grateful. And the third and final step is to take action without needing anything, without trying to manipulate any specific outcome. And this is going to be the most powerful thing you do, because now that you are not outcome-oriented, but you're rather process-oriented, not becoming results-oriented, but becoming process-oriented. And this was a big game changer for me. And I just recently realized that whenever I am trying to get some sort of a specific outcome, it never happens. So before I actually share that, let me share with you a story about how this applied in my personal life. So one particular Wednesday night, I went bowling with my girlfriend. And, while I was bowling, it was fun, a little bit, but I was losing. She's really good at bowling. I mean, it's just ridiculous. She's probably bowled every single day when she was a teenager, but less on that later. And I've never bowled in my life. I've probably bowled like 6 times in my entire life. And, we went bowling and she was absolutely obliterating me. Like, I was getting destroyed. I think one of our games was 55 to 112, but I know I shouldn't say that. I should probably just take that to the grave with me. But anyway, she was obliterating me. The more I tried to get a strike, and the more I tried to get a particular result, and I tried to do well, the less I was doing well. Because now I'm basically walking on that tightrope trying to survive. I'm just trying to overcome that excess potential I've set. The importance of me getting a strike is very important because I want to beat my girlfriend at bowling. And the more I tried to do that, the less it happened. And I was just wondering why. I was like, you know what? I've done so much work on law of attraction, and I've just done like so much stuff on it, and I teach this stuff on YouTube. I should be able to manifest this. And the more and more I was getting into my head about it, the more and more results-oriented I was being, the less well I was doing. And that's why I lost 55 to 112. So then I realized that once I gave up on needing to do well and I just started enjoying the act of bowling itself, I completely let go of needing to get a strike, needing to knock down all the pins. And now, what happened? I was actually doing really well. I started to do so much better once I started to completely let go. Because now, whenever you need something to happen, it never really happens. Whenever you, need to get a strike, it never happened to me. But whenever I didn't need it, now all of the good results were coming to me, even though I didn't try. So that's basically how this plays a part. It's just like pure intention. If you think too much about it and you moralize and mentalize about it too much, it never actually comes into reality. So that's basically the third step. Whenever you're taking some sort of an action, just do it to fully engage in the process and enjoy it. Don't worry about what specific result you're getting. Just enjoy the process. Don't become results-oriented, become process-oriented. And that's basically the 3 exercises that is going to completely transform the way you manifest. And I can promise you that after you start implementing these 3 exercises, nothing will ever be the same again. So I'm so excited for you to try out all of these, and please, please, please let me know if this helped. And if you can even think of instances in your personal life when you tried to manipulate a certain outcome and it didn't quite go the way you wanted to, because now your desire, your wantingness, your neediness was too high, and now your intention was tied up in overcoming excess potential rather than actually just taking action with pure intention. So with that, thank you for watching this video, and I sincerely hope this helped. If it did, please share it with a friend so they may benefit as well. And also leave me a comment. I love to see these comments. Also, I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of this kind of stuff and also sharing with you how you can improve your current law of attraction practices. And we have a great group there with people who are so knowledgeable about this stuff and have been practicing this for a while. And it's just a great community. So when I first started off, I didn't have a group like this, and I would love for you to join and check it out. Click on the link in the description below to join. Also, I'm excited to announce that the Reality Mastery Program is open for enrollment in April. And what the Reality Mastery Program is basically focused on the most powerful paradigm of manifestation, which is the paradigm of becoming and being. Most people are focused on doing, or having, and taking, but no one really focuses on how to be, because no one really tells you how to be. So in this program, we're going to craft the character that you need to become in order to achieve your goals. Because once you become, then the doing and then the having, they just fall into place. And that's basically it. This is why the being paradigm is the most powerful paradigm in manifestation. And I found that out when I started manifesting things into my own life. You know, it wasn't just a cup of coffee, or it wasn't just a parking spot anymore. It was actually things that I really wanted into my life, like meeting my dream partner, like getting the grades that I wanted in school, like getting the job that I wanted, like doing what I'm passionate about every single day. These are all the beautiful things that I've manifested into my life as a result of becoming that person, the Quazi that gets these things. So I would love for you to experience this as well, and also tap into the most powerful paradigm of manifestation in your life. And if you're interested, click on the link in the description below to sign up for a free consult. And yes, that's right, it's absolutely free, and it's 45 minutes to an hour long. And in this free consult, we will be diagnosing your current law of attraction practices and what you can do to implement identity shifting. So it will be a really, really helpful consult regardless. And yeah, hope I see you at the free consult. Click on the link below to sign up. Until next time, peace.